Before we begin, remember that this is a spiritual reading. For reflection and entertainment. Take what resonates with your own experience and leave the rest. Have you ever felt like someone entered your life for a reason you couldn't explain? Maybe you've tried to move on, yet their energy keeps returning. Maybe you see repeating numbers, dream about them unexpectedly, or feel a connection that refuses to disappear no matter how much time has passed. If that's been your experience, this reading may speak to you. Today, we're exploring the idea of a long-hidden confession, not necessarily a literal confession, spoken aloud, but a truth that has remained beneath the surface for a long time. Think of it as an emotional realization that has finally come into the light. Take a slow, deep breath. Allow your mind to become still. Imagine a warm light surrounding you, bringing clarity and peace. The first energy that comes through is one of unfinished emotions. It feels as though someone connected to your soulmate journey has been carrying words they never expressed. Perhaps they were afraid of rejection, perhaps they weren't emotionally ready, or perhaps life circumstances pulled them in a different direction before they could speak honestly. Whatever the reason, the silence became heavier than the truth itself. The energy suggests that this person has spent a long time reflecting. They've replayed conversations. They've remembered the moments they took for granted. They've wondered how things might have been different if they had chosen courage instead of fear. This doesn't necessarily mean they are returning tomorrow, or that a specific outcome is guaranteed. Instead, it points to the possibility that important emotional truths are becoming impossible to ignore. Sometimes the greatest confession isn't "I loved you." Sometimes it's "I was afraid." The next message is about timing. Many people believe that soulmate connections follow a straight path, but life rarely unfolds that way. People grow at different speeds. They heal at different times. Some lessons can only be learned through distance. According to this reading, there was a period when both souls needed separate experiences before they could truly understand the connection. That separation may have felt painful. You may have questioned yourself. You may have wondered if you imagined the bond. Yet every experience, even the difficult ones, may have contributed to your own personal growth. The energy encourages you not to see that time is lost. Instead, consider it a chapter that taught resilience, self-worth, and emotional wisdom. Now another message begins to emerge. It speaks about misunderstanding. Not betrayal, not manipulation. But misunderstanding. There may have been assumptions, unspoken expectations, missed opportunities to communicate honestly. One person believed silence would protect the other. The other interpreted silence as a lack of care. And so both walked away, carrying stories that weren't entirely true. As time passed, those stories became emotional walls. Yet walls cannot erase genuine feelings. They only hide them. The reading suggests that one of those walls is beginning to crack. Not because someone has become perfect. But because they've become more honest with themselves. Growth often begins with a difficult question. What if I was wrong? That question changes everything. It opens the door to accountability. It creates space for healing, and it allows compassion to replace pride. Now imagine standing beside a calm lake at sunrise. The surface of the water is perfectly still. When you look into it, you don't just see your reflection. You see every version of yourself that existed throughout this journey. The hopeful version, the heartbroken version. The patient version. The stronger version. Each one has something valuable to teach. The universe often invites us to see ourselves before we focus on someone else, because the healthiest relationships begin with inner clarity. Another energy appears. It carries a message about forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean pretending pain never happened. It doesn't require forgetting. It simply means choosing not to let yesterday control tomorrow. Whether this forgiveness is directed toward another person or toward yourself is something only you can decide. The reading gently reminds you that healing is rarely a single moment. It's a series of choices. Small choices. Quiet choices. Consistent choices. And every one of those choices shapes the future. Finally, the first part of this reading closes with a simple thought. Not every hidden confession arrives through spoken words. Sometimes it appears through changed behavior. Sometimes through sincere actions. Sometimes through the courage to admit mistakes. And sometimes through your own realization that you've become stronger. Than the pain you once carried. Hold on to that thought as we continue. Because in the next part, we'll explore the deeper emotional lessons this connection may reveal, the symbolism surrounding the journey, and what this reading suggests about moving forward with wisdom than fear. If you're still here, perhaps something in the first part resonated with you. Remember, this is a spiritual reading for reflection and entertainment. Listen with an open heart, but let your own judgment and life experience guide what you take from it. Now, let's continue. The energy shifts. It's quieter now, but much stronger. Instead of confusion, there is reflection. It feels as though someone connected to this soulmate journey has reached a point where they can no longer hide from their own heart. For a long time, they may have distracted themselves with work, responsibilities, new environments, or even other relationships. They convinced themselves that moving forward meant forgetting the past. But some connections are not forgotten simply because time has passed. Instead, they become lessons that continue to speak until they are understood. The message coming through is this cologne. Growth has changed the way this person sees the past. Moments that once seemed ordinary now carry deeper meaning. Conversations they barely noticed have become unforgettable memories. Words they never said echo louder than the words they did. Sometimes the greatest regret isn't making a mistake. It's realizing too late that fear made the decisions instead of love. That realization can be difficult. It asks someone to look honestly at their own choices without blaming circumstances or other people. The reading suggests that this inner reflection has already begun. Whether they ever share those thoughts with you in the physical world is something no reading can guarantee. But emotionally, something has shifted. Now another image appears. Imagine walking through an old house. Each room represents a memory. Some rooms are bright and peaceful. Others are filled with silence. As this person walks through those rooms, they begin to notice details they ignored before. The laughter. The kindness. The comfort. The safety they once felt in your presence. These memories are no longer just memories. They have become teachers. The energy also speaks about pride. Pride often wears many disguises. Sometimes it looks like confidence. Sometimes it looks like independence. Sometimes it whispers, "I don't need anyone." But deep beneath that voice is often a fear of vulnerability. The confession hidden within this reading is not simply about love. It is about emotional honesty. Someone may finally be admitting to themselves first that pretending not to care never erased what they truly felt. And perhaps there is another message here for you as well. Have you been carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you? Have you blamed yourself for every unanswered question? Have you wondered if you weren't enough? If so, this reading gently encourages you to release those burdens. Not every ending happens because someone wasn't worthy. Sometimes people simply meet before they are emotionally prepared. That doesn't make either person a failure. It makes them human. The energy continues. There is a lesson about divine timing. Many people become frustrated when life doesn't follow the timeline. They imagine. They ask, why now? Why then? Why not sooner? Yet life often reveals answers only after we have grown enough to understand them. Think about the person you were 1 year ago. Think about the fears you carried. The dreams you held. The lessons you hadn't learned yet. Now imagine how different your perspective has become. Growth changes everything. Not because the world changes. But because you do. The next message feels deeply personal. It speaks of self-worth. The universe reminds you that your value has never depended on another person's ability to recognize it. You were worthy before they noticed. You remained worthy during the silence. And you are worthy now. Never measure your importance by someone else's readiness to love. Real love does not ask you to abandon yourself. It encourages you to become more fully yourself. As this reading unfolds, another symbol appears. A bridge. One side represents the past. The other represents the future. Both souls have the opportunity to cross it. But no one can force another person to take that journey. Free will always exist. That is why spiritual readings offer guidance rather than certainty. They reveal possibilities. Not guarantees. Perhaps the deepest confession hidden beneath this entire connection. Is surprisingly simple. I wish I had been brave enough. To tell the truth. Those words may never be spoken aloud. Or perhaps one day there will. Perhaps the deepest confession hidden beneath this entire connection is surprisingly simple. I wish I had been brave enough to tell the truth. Those words may never be spoken aloud. Or perhaps one day there will. Either way, your peace should never depend upon hearing them. Your healing belongs to you. Your future belongs to you. And your happiness should never wait for someone else's realization. As the energy settles, a final message emerges for this part. You are entering a season where clarity matters more than fantasy. Where peace matters more than chasing answers. Where self-respect becomes stronger than uncertainty. That is the transformation this reading celebrates. Because sometimes the greatest soulmate lesson is not about finding another person. It is about discovering the strongest version of yourself. Take a deep breath. Notice how far you've come. The journey isn't over yet. We'll explore the final messages of this spiritual reading, the symbolism of new beginnings, and how to move forward with hope, wisdom, and an open heart regardless of what the future brings.